Hi, Crafty Patty here. Today I've been making Christmas cards using the dot painting technique. So here I've made some little snowflake designs in the pretty colors of blues and silvers and black for background. I will show you how to do the dot painting and some different techniques and different ways to make your Christmas cards pop. So stay tuned and let's get started. Put your embossing powder away right away so you don't have that blowing all over. I have creased my paper into the middle so it's easy just to have that fall into the crevice and back into your jar. There we have our Happy Holidays. If you don't want to do the embossing, then you can also just get yourself the color of choice. This is with Color Box. This one is silver. And I'm going to use stamp Merry Christmas. I'm using a piece of foam, and this just helps for when you're stamping that you'll get a really nice impression. So just taking your stamp pad and just tapping so you've got a nice good coating of ink on your stamp. I'm going to line it up so I've got the same amount of cardstock on each side of my stamp, and I'll bring it right down to the bottom and just give it a little bit of a press. Just lift that off, and you've got your Merry Christmas in silver without having to do the embossing. I've gone ahead and pre-cut my teal piece of cardstock using my Fisgars cutter just to save some time, and I just cut it so it would have an even border all the way around, showing the white on the outside. And I've also gone ahead and cut a 3x3 piece of black, and I will be adding that to the center so we can make our snowflake. To add your cardstock to your white card, you could pick up the double-sided tape from Scotch. This is a double-sided tape I picked up from the dollar store. And the other option is the double-sided tape on the roll. This particular one is called Stick With Me, your best choice from Nasco. So for this one, I'll work with the Stick With Me. So let's just turn our card over. Peel off some from the roll. Just stick it close to your edge. You can use scissors if you want, or I'm just going to break it off with my fingers. Just press that on good and tight, and then you just come in and get the edge and then peel it off, and you're left with the sticky tape underneath. And now that you've got your tape on, you just come in and position it so you're even on all four edges, and just press in place. And for the black, just so for a different demonstration, I will use the Scotch tape. And again, we're going to position this so it's centered. And now we're ready to do our snowflake. I was always getting these sections not even. So I made myself a little template. So I will show you how I made this template. There's a little tiny hole in the protractor, on mine there is at least, and I'm going to use that because we need to use the 0-degree line to make our first line. So I'm just going to use my pencil to make a marking inside that hole. I'm just going to bring it up so I can draw my line, and I'm going to draw my line 2 inches from 2 to the 4. Just going to bring that back down. So this line is right across that line we drew. Make sure you've got your circle right over the little pencil mark you drew. Now we're just going in and we're making a mark at 120 and at 60. Now flip your protractor the other way around. Bring it back to the line. Match up your little dot and your line on the 2 and the 4 again. And then I'm coming in again and marking at 60 and 120. Finding your dots right through the middle and join them together. So I'm just going to go in to my dot. Here's my 3. And I'm just going to mark off my 1 inch. There's my 1 inch and there's my 1 inch. Find your middle mark. There's a 3, and I'm going to mark off 1 inch is 4, 1 inch below is 2. So now I've got my perfect 6 sections, and I'm going to come in with my small hole punch, and I'm just going to match up all my little dots and punch a hole. And to get into the center, you might have to fold your paper over just to get it to get to the center. And now I have my perfect little template. And use the smaller of the round ball shapes into my blue and into the center. I'll now use this tool because it's got a little bit of a smaller dot, and I'm going to carry out on the spokes with the blue. Now I'm going to come in between these 2 dots and come up and make 3 dots. So in between these 2, 1, 2, 3. With my smaller end, I'm now going to come off my last dot in the middle and form my little spikes that come off the snowflake. Line 1, 2. Now with my larger of this one, I'm going to come into my silver, and we're going to put a dot in the middle of our blue. I'm also going to come up and put a dot on the end of our longer rows. And now I'm coming in with my smaller end, and I'm going to make small dots around our last silver. Using the small end again, now I'm going to put one dot on the end of these dots. Now I'm going to come in the middle of these dots with some very tiny silver dots. Now I'm going to put little blue dots around this last dot. And now I'm going to come in and put a little dot in between the larger dots with the blue, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And I'm going to add some of the rhinestone stickers that I got from the dollar store. I'm going to use my tweezers from Bead Landing to help pull those off. And there we have our glittering snowflake. You can vary the pattern, vary the jewels, vary the glitter to make the snowflake that you like. And this card I did, same idea with mounting your cardstock on your card. And this one I've just added the blue on top of my white and used my holiday greeting stamp, and then I also came in with a little bit of pen just to highlight that so it popped a bit more. And these ones, no paint, all stickers. So I did that whole snowflake with adding all stickers, and that's a really fun way to do it as well. So that came out really pretty too. And they're just another added feature. I've added little stickers to the corners just to make it pop a little bit more as well. And here's another pattern I did where I joined the middle dot and made it look like there's a star in the middle of the snowflake. And here's another idea for you. This is, if you go into your dollar stores and you look for scrapbooking supplies, I found this in the scrapbooking supplies, and it's got some nice little shimmer and shine to it. I thought that would be pretty on the backing, so I used that for the backing. And then on this one, I just wanted to show you, instead of doing all paint, you could come in with a felt tip pen and make dots that way as well. So many ways of making dots and snowflakes. So have a lot of fun with that. Vary your patterns, vary your snowflakes. Could be silver, could be white, could be on black, on blue, whatever you like, but they all turn out really pretty.